For literally my entire life, as far back as I can remember, I always struggled with my body image. Like literally ever since I was 8 years old, like I remember noticing that my thighs were the biggest thighs out of everyone in the classroom and just being so insecure about them, and that insecurity just kept growing and growing and growing throughout my entire life. I struggled immensely with body image issues and insecurities, so this topic is truly really near and dear to my heart because it's something I've experienced my whole life. Now I'm in a place where I've been working on self-love and healing my body image for at least the past 2 or 3 years, and this year particularly I feel like I've made the biggest difference, the biggest changes in my self-confidence, in the way that I view myself and my body. And while I'm not exactly where I want to be, I can recognize how far I've come. And for the longest time, I kept pushing off talking about things related to health and wellness and physicality and bodies and health and all that stuff. Even though I am a certified health coach, I just felt like I was not ever where I wanted to be. I was always like, no, I need to wait till I hit this goal to be able to talk about these kind of things, or I need to be able to, have the perfect mindset on myself and my body and be perfectly healed until I start talking about this stuff. But I came to this realization that I feel like talking about these lessons and the things that I've been learning while I'm still going through them, and just to show like how far I've come, and I'm still on my journey, and that's totally fine, but I just realized I wanted to bring you guys along with me on this journey to talk about the things that I've learned, because I do think that even though I'm not exactly where I want to be, I'm still so much further ahead, and I know that the things that I've learned will help so many of you guys out there if you are struggling with body image, body dysmorphia, things like that. So that's why I'm here. That's why I really wanted to push myself kind of outside of my comfort zone a little bit by talking more about health, more about nutrition, more about body image, and just all those kind of things, right? Like I know I talk about spirituality a lot, but my physical health is also extremely important and a huge part of my life. So I thought, why not share that as well with you guys, because that's just such a big part of my life and who I am. So make sure you stay till the end of this video to hear exactly how I've healed so much of my body image issues and insecurities, and how you can too. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rosa, and if this is the first time that you're seeing my face, then welcome. It's so nice to have you. I don't think I need to get too in depth on why so many of us have body image issues. I mean, just take a look at our society, right? Take a look at diet culture, take a look at beauty standards, society, parental expectations, television, and just our obsession with weight and appearance over a person's heart, over a person's personality. We value appearance so much in this society, in this culture, that it's just no wonder that we're so hard on ourselves, that we have such high expectations for how we should look, particularly when it comes to our body and to our weight. Feeling uncomfortable in our skin is so common nowadays, and that is why this is such an important topic, because our bodies are our temples, our bodies are our home, our bodies are holding our souls. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to spend my entire life being insecure about the skin that I'm in, feeling unsafe in the skin that I'm in, being insecure about the body that I'm in, so much so that it stops me from doing the things that I want to do in this life. When I finally had that realization that if I continue down this road of continuously beating myself up, continuously wishing I was in a different body, constantly trying to change, constantly showing myself hatred towards where I am in this moment and the way that I look, I realized that if I kept going down this path, there was going to be so many things in my life that I was not going to do. Like, I have a lot of goals and things that I want to achieve in my life and do in my life, and I kept saying to myself, oh, I'm only going to do X, Y, and Z when I get to my dream body. But we can't just be waiting on our bodies to change. I've tried every single diet there is. I've been through all the things when it comes to health, when it comes to weight loss, particularly. That is my area of experience, and I want to make so many more videos about it, but I want to stick to the topic of this video, which is how I healed my body image. And again, disclaimer, it's not completely healed. I still have insecurities come up. I still have those moments and those days sometimes where I don't feel like doing something because I'm insecure about how I look, and I'm just honestly being honest. But when I compare myself now to who I was 6 years ago, 6 months ago even. Like, it is just complete opposites. And so I'm just so grateful to have learned the lessons that I have. I feel so much freer to just love myself for who I am and not attach worth to my body. Now, I want to share with you guys 5 ways that I've worked on healing my body image. Now, the first thing I did is I recognized the programs. I acknowledged the stories that I've been told my whole life, the program that I've been conditioned to believe about bodies, about health, and about myself, and about societal's beauty standards. I recognized why it is that I believe the things that I do about myself. And by doing that, I feel like that was what really allowed me to be able to work on healing my body image, is realizing what is flawed in my belief system and where did those false truths come from. For example, one of the programs that I had in my mind was that if you are overweight, you are unlovable. You are unworthy of love. So I would carry around this program that if I'm in a bigger body, that no one's gonna like me, right? I'm useless, I'm worthless, people are gonna judge me, I'm not gonna be able to make friends, who's gonna watch my videos? Like, just the craziest things. Honestly, when I say it out loud, it sounds like silly, but this is truly how I felt, is that like I was just unworthy of receiving anything in my life because I am in a bigger body. And now, of course, I was able to recognize that this is such an illusion, that it doesn't matter the size of my body, that I am worthy, whole, and complete just as I am, that I am deserving of receiving everything that I desire just for simply existing, just for simply the person that I am and not my appearance, right? So recognizing these different programs that came up for me and the things that I've been told in my life, the stories that I carry about my identity, who I am, and what that means about me, right? What is the meaning that we gave to our bodies? Once that's acknowledged, you're able to work on it. Then we come to the second thing that I did, which was I began to reprogram my mind for unconditional self-love. And I did this through repetition, through things like affirmations, things like scripting, things like meditation, things like visualization, and embodying the healthiest, happiest version of me that lives her life without needing to constantly be thinking about her body and food and all the things that are related to my body. I realized that even though I did want to improve my health, and I'm going to get to this in a moment, even though there's still changes I want to make and improvements I want to make to myself and my body, that I need to show myself love in that process rather than hate. Rather than I hate myself so I want to change, I wanted to come from a place of I love myself and I would still desire to change. Remember that self-love and self-acceptance and wanting to improve your body can both coexist. We can love where we are and still desire to improve from a loving place, right? This isn't about having shame, and body acceptance is not just about accepting that we're living unhealthy lifestyles. No, on the contrary, it is coming from a loving place towards ourselves, so we're able to nourish ourselves in the right way so we can live a healthy lifestyle, but at the same time not be fixated on results, not being fixated on how we look, but rather changing that perspective to loving how we feel, loving ourselves for who we are and for what matters rather than what we look like on the outside. So doing these affirmations and all these things to help me reprogram my mind, that is probably what I would give the most credit to for the changes in my mind. I also listened to a lot of, body positive music and just empowering things that made me feel like a badass, okay? That made me feel like the true me that I am, that is not my body, that is my soul. And just constantly reaffirming, constantly telling yourself that you love your body as it is, that you accept your body as it is, that you're going to be there for your body no matter what. Even if you don't believe these things when you're first telling them to yourself, and believe me, I really did not, I kept looking at myself in the mirror and I felt when I was saying these affirmations, like I love my body, I love it, like I felt like I was lying to myself, I felt like this is not true, this is so stupid, like this is like, how is this gonna work? But over time, literally you fake it till you make it. Like you just keep repeating it and your subconscious mind takes it on as fact, as belief. And once it's in your belief, that is how you view your reality, that's how you're gonna show up. And that's how you're gonna embody the healthiest version of yourself. Now, the third thing that I did to really help me heal my body image, and this one is huge, is that I separated the idea of weight and health. Because there are so many factors that go into each of these things, right? It's not as black as white as, oh, you're overweight, you're unhealthy. You look fit, then therefore you are healthy. That's not how it works. It's literally not that simple at all. And I know this from personal experience, you know, going to the gym 5 days a week, eating as healthy as I can. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, doing the best that I can, living a healthy lifestyle, constantly moving throughout my day, constantly working on my mindset, and still residing in a bigger body. I had to really drill this in my head, and this one took a while, that losing weight does not equate to health. You can lose weight in unhealthy ways too, and that's not going to make you happy, right? Health is about feeling. Focusing solely on the weight is when you're focusing solely on the results. We want to focus on our behaviors. We want to be a healthy person. Results are going to come, you know, they are going to come down the line and with consistency and practice and whatnot, but that's not the point, right? The point is that we want to be a healthy person so that we can show up as our best selves in our life, so that we can feel good about doing the things we want to do. I notice that sometimes when I'm just feeling bloated, I feel like complete shit about myself, and it has nothing to do with my appearance, but because I'm feeling bloated, it makes me feel insecure about my appearance. So I realize that when I'm like working out consistently, when I'm eating the right foods, I feel like that bitch, you know, I feel confident in my skin regardless of how I look because I feel good. So distinguishing feeling good with looking good is so important. The next thing I did is that I released shame around food. And again, as I'm like saying these points, I'm realizing that like there's so much more to each one of these topics that I would love to make so many more videos about in the future, because this is something I've been working on every single day for the past like 3 years, you know? So I feel like I've truly uncovered so much. Anyway, releasing shame towards food. Yes, viewing food as neutral, you know, practicing intuitive eating. What does this food make me feel like, rather than saying I shouldn't be eating this, I shouldn't be eating that. Because also, if we think about it like logically, practically, when we have shame towards something, when we tell ourselves I should not be doing this, I can't do this, that makes us want it even more. So by restricting ourselves, we're actually setting ourselves up for failure, because we're gonna just indulge way more than necessary later. It's important to educate ourselves on nutrition, on health, on the things that make our body feel good. But at the same time, the only way to make real changes in our health and in our bodies is by doing it slowly, by listening to our bodies, by feeling what is our body telling us. You know, our bodies are communicating with us all the time. When we're feeling bloated, that's really our bodies telling us that whatever it is that we ate may not agree with our stomach. But there's no reason to beat ourselves up over that, when instead we can just view that objectively and say, okay, my body did not agree with this. My body does not literally feel good eating this food. So for that reason, next time I'm either going to take maybe a digestive enzyme, or I'm just gonna not eat as much of that food, or just not eat that food at all, but simply because it doesn't make me feel good, right? Listen to what your body's telling you, but don't assign shame or labels to food as good or bad, because that's going to create an unhealthy relationship with food and with your body. Your body will tell you if it's uncomfortable. You just need to listen. The thing is that we're so detached from our bodies, we're so disconnected from our body's true desires, because we're so focused on results rather than feeling, that we completely miss the cues and signs of our bodies. And that's why we overindulge. That's why we overdo it, is because we're not listening to our body. And again, this is something I've really been practicing more and more and more, and it's a practice, right? Being mindful when eating, listening to your body, feeling, am I full right now? Am I still hungry? Like, we don't even know, right? We just stuff our faces, or some people don't. But yeah, that shame piece is a huge one. And again, it's a practice. It'll take time. But the more you remind yourself to tune in with your body and its needs, you'll be able to feel into what it is that you actually desire in this moment, and allow yourself the foods that you desire. And the fifth one is a huge lesson that I've been learning lately, and it just keeps recycling back. And that is when I realized that my weight does not equal my worth. I realized that I was feeling like I was not worthy, not because of my fat. That sounds honestly kind of weird and stupid to say, but it's not actually because of what I look like, but it's because of what my mind thinks that I look like. The way that I look is neutral, okay? I get to decide how I view myself. I look the way that I look, right? I realize this is who I am right now in this moment. This is it. I'm either going to feel unworthy, feel uncomfortable in my skin, or I'm going to decide to accept where I'm at and say, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am whole and complete exactly as I am right now. My worth is not attached to my weight. My body can change. My body can fluctuate. I can gain weight. I can lose weight. I can get stronger. I can lose muscle. I can go to the gym every day. I could stop going to the gym. I could have a binge one day and then the next day eat completely healthy. And none of that determines my worth as a human being. None of that determines what I deserve. And again, this is something I'm still learning, what I'm still like really putting into practice and reminding myself constantly and reprogramming my mind to think this way, that I am worthy despite anything that has to do with my body. It almost sounds like stupid to say that because it's like, duh, like you're worthy regardless of what your body looks like, but it's an internal thing, right? Like that's something that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people struggle with body image as well, and feeling like if my body's not perfect and I'm not perfect, then I'm unlovable, then I can't get my dream job, then I can't X, Y, Z, 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 whatever, right? But I want you to ask yourself, who are you without that shame, without those negative thoughts about yourself, about your body, about your worth being attached to your body? Who are you without all of those negative feelings towards your body? Who would you be if you just viewed yourself in a neutral way? Who would you be if you thought you were that bitch? Okay, who would you be? How would you show up every single day, and how would you embody that healthy version of you? What if you were just completely worthy, whole and complete, exactly as you are? Because you are. And because I am, and we all are, and every body is beautiful, every shape, size, color, look is beautiful. Let's recognize the program, reprogram the program, separate the idea of weight equating to health, releasing shame around food, and remembering that your worth is not attached to your body. That's all from me in this video, guys. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, please leave it a like and a comment down below letting me know what was the most valuable thing you got out of this video. Hit the subscribe button for new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And without further ado, I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Love ya.